What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking back in on a game that I actually really liked the last time that I played it about a year ago. A game called Tenebris Terra Incognita. This is a game in early access, and after a year or so, they've released several girthy content patches for the title, so I figured it was time for us to dive back on in and reappraise. I've been playing for like the last 3 hours or so, and I like this build the best of all the builds they've put out so far. There's a lot of things here sort of diversifying the gameplay and making each combat feel more interesting, but if you've never seen Tenebris Terra Incognita before, you don't know what it is, I can boil it down for you in one sentence. It's basically Darkest Dungeon if you set Darkest Dungeon in the universe of Starship Troopers. So instead of knights and bandits and arbalest guys, in this game you've got like snipers, you've got guys with giant two-handed plasma throwers, auto shotguns, giant lumbering mechano armor, that kind of stuff. It's a game in which you're running an entire war operation on a planet where you've crash landed onto and the bugs are trying to consume your flesh, and frankly, the only good bug is a dead bug. So today we're going to play the game for about 30 minutes. We're going to see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list, or if it's one of those games that you would rather not play. That's perfectly fine too. I got a link for you down below just in case you wanted to grab the game or take a look at it a little bit more in depth after seeing some gameplay. You can find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links down there just in case you wanted to give them the old spicy click, but let's go ahead and dive on into the game. Alright, so welcome to the front. This right here is going to be our command interface for all of our little squads of soldiers that we have over on this side. At the moment, the amount of soldiers that I have, I think I'm sitting on 11 right now. I've got everything from technicians to heavies to snipers to normal infantry marines, all that kind of stuff, and you can actually assign them to a number of different tasks and things you want them to do inside of here. For right now, I think it's best if we get into gameplay first, and then I'll talk about all of the other systems that exist inside of this game once we've got that all taken care of. So let's find ourselves a mission, let's deploy, and see if we can put some bug blood on our sword. This mission right here for level 2 to 4 seems to be manageable. It looks like I have to bring a medic on this mission, and it looks like we're recovering a scientist who went full Prometheus and decided to like pet the snake or something and got himself knocked out with toxins. You know how scientists are whenever they arrive on a new planet, man. You tell them not to go outside the fence, but they do it anyway. I think I'll bring a normal infantry marine. I think it's not the worst idea to bring somebody a little bit higher level to back them up. Maybe we'll have like a lower level front line. We'll actually go with like the very, very standardized group right now. We'll have a marine, we'll have a heavy, we will more than likely have, I guess I could bring the level 1 medic with me. I don't know if she's gonna make it, but we can give it a try. Like, she probably shouldn't be on this mission, but she's got pretty considerable backup if we bring like a level 5 engineer in here. So like we've got everybody else is inside of there except for her, and we've got one person picking up her slack, so hopefully it works out. Alright, let's send it. Hopefully we don't end up with any casualties here today, but if we do, it's just a level 1 medic, so like, I don't know if I really care about that. Lieutenant, you're in position. The group was attacked inside of this cave. Alright, this game functions exactly like Darkest Dungeon. You press WAS and D to walk through the cave. There will be little interactables in the background that do various things on your mission, like that rock right there. There you go. We just got 12 minerals that we can use back at base for various activities like putting people into cryo sleep to heal, putting them inside of our little colto tanks or whatever. The flashlights on here, one thing I do very much like about this game is the details that exist inside of it. So because this mission takes place in a cave, all of our characters have flashlights turned on, including the medic. If you're in an overworld mission where you're not inside of a cave or you're not inside of a dark environment, no flashlights, but it looks like we've got our first combat on us here. Oof, okay, big attack coming on out right now. Alright, so we've got bugs in front of us, obviously, and they ambushed us, which is especially bad, and so we are at the back of the initiative track right now. But as I was saying, before we were so rudely interrupted by random bouts of carapace and acid, there are details in this game. Like if you have a mission that's in the overworld and then it transitions into a cave, you'll hear them all click on their flashlights, and then they'll usually comment on like going dark or something else like that, which is pretty entertaining. In this fight, we've got ourselves some Scolopendras. They're not really, honestly, this fight isn't that bad, so I think this group's gonna be fine. Just like in Darkest Dungeon, your characters have various abilities. Abilities in this game are a little bit more complex than Darkest Dungeon. They would be the equivalent to something like Eratus, where you do need to read what they do and understand what they do and what they apply and how they stack and how they convert, because a lot of these things, for example, bleeding usually only works if the enemy has no armor left, which is the little gray meter over on this side, but if bleeding hits 10 stacks, it turns into like a catastrophic wound, and you lose like 30% of your health per turn, or like a ridiculous amount of health per turn for each stack of catastrophic wound that you have. Acid does the exact same thing, poison does the exact same thing, so operating with a strategy to stack up debuffs on your enemy is actually incredibly effective in this game. For right now, though, it's our medic's turn. So our medic can shoot a glob of toxin at the enemy, which does some damage. She's got Bio-Injector, which is basically a heal over time. She's also got Panacea, which gets rid of debuffs like these bleeds right here. These bleeds are going to fall off pretty fast, so I'm not that worried about getting rid of them. Let's go ahead and just start by murdering guys in the front and clearing what we can, because we've got a low-level squad right now. They're kind of limited tactically on what they're capable of doing. Big incendiary grenade out right there. I kind of wish that I hadn't done that, because he doesn't have an upgrade yet. You get an upgrade for the incendiary grenade that puts more stacks of fire on the enemy and makes it a lot better of an ability. Shotgun that one in the face. Unfortunately, we have no kill to be spoken of, but also, unfortunately for the enemy, they have no healer to be spoken of, so this guy is going to rot and die at the end of his turn. We're going to spread the damage around a little bit more, just to keep as many enemies off the initiative track as we possibly can. Is that him right there? Just finish him off. Now, when you finish off an enemy in this game, one of the ways that it diverges from Darkest Dungeon is that this game also has a combo system. So for one round after scoring a kill, you'll have a buff called Combat Concentration, and this group is low level, so they will more than likely not have any combo triggering abilities, but you will get certain abilities on your bar that have this symbol on them, and if you fire off that ability, it means for the next turn, this guy will jump in and add his auto attack on top of your attack, giving you increased damage and better turn economy, which I actually think is a pretty fascinating way for the combat to keep the player engaged. I'm constantly looking for those dopamine-inducing... Oh, we do have one. We have point blank shot. All right. Yeah, I didn't know that we had one available right there, but it is very dopamine-inducing, watching out for combos and getting like a turn where 3 of your guys have combo counters, only the boss is left, no more of his ads, you trigger it, and the boss loses like 20% of his health, 30% of his health in one turn. Very, very satisfying feeling. For right now, does anybody have any bad debuffs? Not really, so just finish that one off right there. We're not going to have anybody else that can trigger a combo right now, so we're just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way by just absolutely vivisecting these bugs. And so we'll fire off a couple of rounds right there. His armor has been stripped. Don't worry too much about your health. Your health in this game is not permanent. What I mean by that is after every single fight, you heal back up to maximum health, and you also get armor all the way back up to maximum because it assumes that you're being logistically supplied. Since you're part of like a... I guess an auxiliary force that's going out to engage the enemy, it just assumes that you have all the things that you need in order to like restore your armor plates, restore your health, all that kind of stuff. We're obviously pretty far into the future, so if they have back the tanks in this game that allow you to restore your health over the course of 24 hours, even though you've been ripped apart and lost arms and things like that, they obviously have some kind of stim pack or injector that helps you heal fast too. Always click on your interactables in this game. If you see them in the background, you will be needing these resources. Crystals especially are incredibly important because you can't put people into cryo sleep, and you can't res more soldiers from out of the storage lockers without it. And at a certain point for every mission you take on, your characters accumulate this bar called fatigue. Fatigue directly deducts from your HP until you sleep it off inside the back of the tank. And so the crystals, they are the one thing that can seriously hinder your progress into a campaign if you don't babysit them properly. This one right here, they have a tank. I'll probably go after this dude here first. I don't know. This is not my high-level group. My high-level group, they're all sleeping it off right now because they had a series of like 5 or 6 missions in a row that they had to take care of that unfortunately left them very, very much tired. And so they're taking a little sleepy nap time right now. Okay, let's just keep pouring it on this dude right here, and if it ends up that I need to take care of any of these status effects or anything else, I'll go ahead and take care of it. His armor's looking a little bit low, so next turn I will more than likely have the engineer repair his armor real quick. But let's keep busting rounds to the back line. Oh, yeah, he's got armor up. So this guy right here can protect any other mob that's behind him in the line by using an ability called Unbreakable Wall. It splits the damage between the two of them. We should probably focus on that idiot over there, but I can't really right now because he can only hit the front line. So we'll focus on the big guy a little bit, I guess. Don't worry about that. It's not dealing any damage. It's putting a debuff on us that lowers our accuracy. But when I select equipment for all of these guys, I tend to select equipment that focuses pretty heavily on boosting up their accuracy, because if there's one thing I hate in any RPG that's turn-based, I hate missing. I hate missing more than anything else on Earth. Missing truly and deeply upsets me, and so I tend to favor a very, very accuracy-focused build for most of my guys. Gunshot sounds in this game do sound very, very good, in my opinion. I think they're selected well. Do we have anybody with debuffs? Just go ahead and see. Every single bullet from that volley right there has a 30% chance to put a Panacea on one of my characters randomly. Panacea makes it so that a random debuff falls off for every stack of Panacea that's on the character. And so if we have enough debuffs flowing right now, like especially on this guy, it wouldn't be the worst plan to try to get some of these stripped off so that he's actually operating at 100% capacity. My man is getting smacked right now. Black Tower. Oh, good. That's a buff that he gets. Very, very nice. So he's got resistance to, like, all these other various knockdowns and things that the enemy's trying to put on him. Give him tech nanobots, please. There you go. So he should be getting like 18 armor back per turn. We're going to focus on this frontline bug real quick just to get him out of the way, because this little bastard that he's covering for, unfortunately, is one of the only people here that can strike the back lines. And my medic being level 1 on a level 3 mission, it does matter. And so she's very, very fragile right now, because your gear in this game positively influences... Oh, there's more waves, huh? That's funsies. Okay. Keep putting up nano weave on her, I guess. There you go. 4 stacks will work. She does have a little bit of health missing. I'm going to have her Panacea herself so that it gets rid of all those bleeds that are on her. And then over here, he's just going to shield this guy, but I'm going to start off tough. Maybe we kill. Maybe. Nope, we did not kill. Oh, dude, I want some bug guts on the ground. Now, you may have noticed that she just got 2 turns in a row. Once again, another way in which this game diverges from Darkest Dungeon is that you have this thing right here called an initiative meter. When it maxes out, every time you do anything in this game, you gain initiative, and then there's various abilities that will reduce the initiative as time goes along and as you take more and more hits. However, if your initiative maxes out at the end of the track, you get a double turn, which is very, very helpful in specific situations where you're trying to line up like crazy 4-character combos and whatnot. It can be incredibly useful. Is that going to bring him down? Very nice. Ventilate that bug. All right, let's grab their parts because I need more research materials. Is that our scientist right there? Oop, I failed to reanimate her. Well, that's not good. Oops. Well, I could have got a free medic right there, but unfortunately my medic has unsteady hands, and we accidentally killed her on the operating table. My bad. Listen, everybody here needs to agree that we are not going to tell the gunny about this, all right? No one needs to know that we found one of our soldiers horrifically maimed, wounded, and on the edge of death in the middle of this space planet, and then she died under our operating knife. Okay, let's just blame it on the bugs. There's plenty of evidence here. She's covered in all kinds of bug goop. She's got all kinds of claw marks and chew marks on her. She looks like a Labrador Retriever's chew toy. Okay, let's just hide the syringe mark, pretend like we were never here, and hopefully nobody ever finds out. All right, let's go for... I don't know who I want to go after first, but we'll go after the little bugs first. We'll get them taken care of. Just unload on them. If we can kill them like on the opening turn, that sounds great to me. Throw a grenade because it should get him unless it misses. Very nice. And then we'll stab this guy in the face with our massive bayonet. There is a chance that that'll taunt him, so it'll force the attack to our heavy, which in all honesty is what you want 99% of the time. Your heavy probably should be taking most of the hits. However, the enemy in this game does play quite well. One attribute of this game that I've noticed is that the AI does smart things in this game. So I'll give you an example here so that you can understand what I'm talking about. I don't know if this happened randomly, but it felt like it was very much intended by the AI. So I had a turn where 2 of my guys had combo meter ready to go. There was 2 enemies acting, and the 3rd guy on the initiative track, he had an ability that would light off a massive combo that would one-shot one of their guys. They used their entire turn only attacking that guy to push his initiative back so that he would not get a turn, and they pushed him back so far that it went full circle that the guys that had the combo point, their combo points expired. And so anyways, I thought that that was very cool and very clever, seeing the game actually do that and pay attention to the stuff that's going on with the initiative track and the debuffs and everything else. I don't know if it was intentional, but in that moment it certainly felt intentional, and so I did want to call that out because that was actually a standout moment for me today while I was playing the game. We've got another wave of bugs over here. I don't know exactly what I want to do about that. Everybody's armor's actually looking okay, and these are just like the smaller types of Zerg, so I think we'll be all right, Lester. Let's stab that guy up right there. I don't think the bleed's gonna get him on his turn though. I think he's the only one that can light off a combo in our group because he's level 3. Everybody, oh, she got a double turn though, which is pretty spicy. I like double turns. Does he have one? Nope, no double turn for him, but the good news is we actually made pretty solid progress on this grouping before we had to, like, you know, go back to our normal. Oh, I guess he could have done point blank shot and used his combo. I didn't think about it because I'm stupid. This little guy's a healer right here. If you're trying to maximize your XP, don't kill everything. The healers run away when they run out of frontline foot soldiers to protect them, and you do get XP per mob killed in this game at the end of the mission. Oh, wait, do have a combo. Do it. Oh, he missed his shotgun blast. Man, we had a moment and everything, and you messed it up. I love that the shell casings and things are on the ground here. So what's up with this guy? Lieutenant, I think that's it. You did what you could. Yep, I got here and I looted the dead guy that I was supposed to extract. That is clearly an example of me doing a great job. Please sign me up for a commendation and maybe some advancement inside my space bug killing career. At the end of the mission, you're going to get XP, which is always very, very nice. NASA specifically needed the XP. I'm probably going to fire NASA. You can send them back to cryosleep if you get a better character that replaces them. But for right now, she's kind of filling in. Now, this combat right here was quite a bit less sophisticated and slow because all of my guys are currently inside cryopod. My guys that have cool tactical options are all inside of the pods right now healing. But we can go back to the base and we can pull them all now. Inside the base, there's a number of supplementary activities and things that you can do. We'll go from the left to the right here with the UI. Leftmost side, you've got the command center. Inside the command center, you have a tech tree. You will be trading a resource called social rating inside the military in order to requisition new facilities, new things, new boons, new buffs, and things that make all of your other facilities stronger. On top of that, you can also exchange your currencies inside of here just in case you need more crystals, or you need more social rating, or you need more honor. But for right now, we don't really need to do that. We also have the medical wing over on this side. The medical wing is where you can inter your guys in order to get their fatigue meter taken off. You see that yellow bit on the end of their health right there? That's how fatigued they are, and you got to put them in here, otherwise it never goes away. If you don't take them on a mission, I think they lose like, I don't know, 1 or 2% fatigue, but inside of here, they lose like 20 or 30%, depending on the level of treatment that you give them. If you put them inside a level 1, I think it's like 5% a day. You put them in a level 2, it seems to fix them up inside of 1 day no matter what. I've only had somebody at like 30% fatigue though, but level 2 infirmaries seem to get it done. You've also got gene stimulation over here. Later on in the game, you're going to unlock syringes, and you use those syringes to give your guys effects before you go into combat. So like one of them makes them auto-res with a bunch of health if they die. Another one makes it so that they get 0 fatigue during the next mission. But all of those injections are going to cost you crystals, so like be careful about it and don't tap yourself out. Over here, we have ourselves the armory. Inside the armory, we can purchase new equipment for all of our characters. There's lots of upgrades that increase the rarities. All of this gear is done Diablo style, where it has randomized stats on it. You never quite know what you're gonna get, and so there will be cases where like a level 3 helmet is somehow miraculously better than a level 7 helmet because the level 7 helmet rolled really low, but the level 3 rolled maximum and everything. It happens from time to time, but you know, I think that was one of the things I complained about the last time I played this title, was that the stat spreads were too wide on a lot of the weapons, and it does feel like they've actually constricted that back on down. On top of that, you can also sell your equipment over here just in case you don't need it in exchange for honor. This means that you'll have more honor than anything else in this game, and I usually just convert it into the other stuff that I need. This is where we get new soldiers over on this side, the hibernation capsule. The hibernation capsule, if you spend crystals, you can get like level 5 guys that randomly come up, which is pretty sick. It does cost you 100 crystals per level that they have though, and so it gets expensive. This was what I was talking about when I was saying that I was gonna try to replace this little level 2 sniper and level 2 medic over here, because I can just get higher levels that spawn inside of here because my base is upgraded. This is where you fire units, so if you have a unit that's bad, if I had an engineer that was level 2, I could just fire the level 2 engineer and hire him. There's no difference in base stats from what I've seen so far, and so it would basically just be accelerating your gameplay so that you can get back to it faster. For right now, though, I don't have enough crystals to really swap anything out. On this side, this is new from the last time I played the game. So there's like these little mobile game missions that you can send your characters out on. These are basically missions that happen off screen. You don't see them happen, but if you have people benched while you're on another mission, these take the duration of one actual physical deployment, and anybody that you put inside of this mission gets a bunch of rewards and a bunch of gear and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a catch-up mechanic, I suppose, or at least a mechanic that makes it so that your guys don't fall too far behind. I do think we can deploy NASA and Juniana to this one because they hit the optional conditions on it for collecting mines out in the field. And then I could probably send like Cuddle Bear. I've been calling him Cuddle Bear because his name kind of looks like Cuddle Bear. I don't know. And then we'll put Protasius on that one too. Protasius the Bodacious, and we'll send them off on that mission so they're at least getting something while the rest of us are out on deployment. I need to go through my gear real fast and like tack out my guys, so give me a second. Alright, everybody's all equipped up. On top of that, you can go to the skills tab over on this side. Your characters are quite customizable. So if you do certain achievements, they will unlock new passives that will affect other things that are inside their abilities, new actives, stuff like that. On top of that, you've also got the career tree. The career tree inside of here, basically every single class in this game, I think they have like 5 different skill trees because they evolve when they hit level 11 like a Pokemon into like, they're basically military Pokemon, all right? When they hit level 11, they get to pick a new subclass, which then allows them to apply points to like a new thing. I've got everybody leveled up, and I've got everybody taken care of as far as upgrades and like slapping on gear goes. Let's take the big guys out for a ride right now. This one gives us a special unit, Comrade Bender. One thing I like about the way they do the missions in this game is that while you're on your way to your evolutions for your characters, there are frequently missions where you have stand-in guys that are those various classes so that you can get a preview of what they do before you have to make that important decision. I like that very, very much because I have a little bit of decision paralysis. I don't know what a Lipitor is, and so like we'll just run it and see what happens here. I don't know who I want to bring on this mission. I guess I'll bring Cheerio, and then I suppose I could bring a sniper. Let's bring a sniper on this one. I don't like having a technician on the front line, but we've got like a level 12 guy with us, so it'll probably work out. It looks like we need to secure an evacuation point for an outpost that they're trying to build outside of our crashed ship. So we can give that a go. Let's see how it plays out real fast. So you're the reinforcements that Grom sent, huh? As you can see, bugs are here. Beethoven and I are ready to give them our best performance yet. When I pull the trigger, Beethoven starts playing. And when he plays, everybody gets real quiet and shy. So grab your popcorn and enjoy the show. Okay, so like, what do you do? Can I move you in the formation so that the engineer's in the back? Because honestly, you look like you've kind of got the same armor as the other technician, the difference being you're level 12. How dope are you? He rocks medium armor, and it looks like he's also got a miscellaneous cyber lung equipped right here. Okay. I'm not going to equip him with any of my stuff because I'm a tiny bit worried that I'm not going to get it back. But I would like to hear gunshots from the background from all these characters fighting, but I do like how lively some of the battlefields are with stuff happening like in the background while you're fighting in the foreground. It definitely helps the game feel a little bit more like an active war zone. Sniper, job opportunity. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and we'll just gun you down real fast. We got 5 waves coming in. I will keep that in mind. One big bleed put out on my Marine, but he's got combo ready to go. Let's give it to him. Very nice. 33 damage out. And then what abilities do you have? Electroshock attack. All enemies in a line. A perimeter sweep. It hits all enemies. Vapor exhaust. It removes all stacks of overheat, combustion, and burn effects. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Is that overheat right there? That's definitely overheat. What happens when it hits 10? He loses 30% accuracy? Okay, I will keep that in mind as we truck on forward. For right now, nobody needs healing or anything, so let's just go all-out DPS on these dorks real fast. I think, does anybody have a combo? Okay, use a piercing shot up there to hit that entire line. And then for you, let's go perimeter sweep. Yeah! I mean, I really enjoyed that. Did you really enjoy that? Let's throw a grenade on top of it just to make it feel a little bit better. Let's let the enemy think about it as they're burning to a crisp. But we got to fight 5 waves of enemies, so we do need to be careful about all this. Go ahead and do vapor exhaust real fast to get rid of all your debuffs. Okay, we got a combo point right there. We don't really need to use it right here, though. He's only got 5 HP left, so just nail him with the hand cannon. And now we got 2 guys with combo remaining. Well, you know what I gotta do. This Scorpio right here, very dangerous. Let's get a big combo going out, and that's exactly what I was hoping and praying for. That's perfect. We've got 4 turns until that's back. Let's go ahead and electroshock that entire line, because not only will it giblet out that dude, it'll also hit their healer pretty aggressively, and I'm fine with hitting the healer pretty aggressively. Oh no, the healer lived. I hate it. I gotta waste a whole attack on 1 HP, dude. That's the worst feeling ever. Never do that again. This guy right here is probably, yeah, so he blocked up on the artillery guy that's in the back. This guy's going to keep farting all kinds of acid all over us until we make him go away. Let's go ahead and fix her armor real fast. Go, little drone buddy. Make it happen. I believe in you. He got a double turn right there, too, which is actually pretty nice. I think what I'd like to do then is repair your own armor on this turn. He's got a lot of acid on him, but the repair should kind of keep it under control. We got to unload on this front line guy, otherwise we can't get to the back line guy. So let's hit him with a big old sniper shot right there. I will actually probably start stacking bleeds on him with my melee. This guy is spec'd entirely into bleeds, and if we can get a catastrophic wound on this guy with 10 stacks of bleed, that'd be beautiful. He's got 4 overheats going right now. He just smacked him. When that stacks up to 10, it turns into a stun, so he loses a turn. Nobody's got a combo right now. Let's go electroshock attack. Good stuff. He's now burning to death, though, from his own aggression. Listen, I get it, dude. If you give me a minigun inside of a video game, I'm going to hold down the trigger till it goes click, too. I can't blame you for what you've done here. It's not your fault. Like, it's very easy to get excited when it comes to any sort of LMG. I totally and completely agree with your combat strategy of just being a maniac. Let's get the Scorpio with a combo right here. Yeah, that's good. We knocked off one of his arms, too. I would like to see like a Kingdom Death Monster or Monster Hunter type influence on the game, too, where when they lose a limb, they lose access to certain types of attacks and whatnot. He is very much on fire right now, but he can't vent his heat for a while, so it's one of those situations where, yeah, use your bonus turn to vent your heat right there. Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll get a piercing shot right there. And then for you, go ahead and tech nanobot him up so that his armor's continuing to repair. With you, chuck a grenade on out there because he's got the bonus talent that makes him put 3 stacks of fire on an enemy with his grenade. Where he works best is there's an advanced class of the Melee's Marine where they're focused like entirely on grenades. That's when you get the ability to really stack up some gnarly flames on the enemy. Go ahead and take him out real quick. Get yourself a combo point. We will combo point on that dude right there just to see how much damage we can put out. Very nice. Finish him off, and then this little dude should run on his turn. Yep, there we go. Ooh, 2 tanks and a healer. That's kind of terrifying. Okay, let's do electroshock attack on this row, I think. I think that's a good way to start out. Nobody has combo right now. So we'll just do a little pistol blast right there from the sniper. On this side, we need to spend his turn fixing armor on our frontliner. Your characters also get battle damage, just like the bugs do. The more wounded they get, they start to have like gaping wounds and chunks of their armor fall off. I like the details in this game. They make me happy. Let's finish off the artillery guy before he becomes a giant headache and catches a heal. And then for you, there's not much I can do here. Apply Panacea to people, I guess. We got we got 2 Panacea procs, actually. That's not bad. That'll get rid of at least 1 debuff stack off of each of these dudes. Big miss right there, too, which you love to see. Go ahead and we can't hit him until we hit this guy, and so we're kind of stuck where we are right now. Let's just keep it to auto attacks for right now. I don't want to get too wild and crazy out here. He needs to vent very, very badly. But there's no venting to be had, so whatever. I mean, it worked. The enemy's dead and fleeing, and we got all of our stats back. Unbelievable, magnificent. Beethoven is outdoing himself today. I'm going to call this piece Ode Tenebris. That was the whole mission right there? Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'll take it. A little shorty right there that you could bang out quick. Some nice level ups, though. This guy right here is like my primo soldier, man. He's the one that's always at the forefront of everything. Got a little bit of social rating right there. We got some level 6 and 7 gear, which is nice. I'll take that. I can get to loot all my bugs, though, which is a little bit of a bummer. If any of your objectives is tagged with a pink border around it, that means it's a storyline mission that advances the game. This game does have a narrative, although it's like your standard fare Tom Clancy kind of stuff, where it's like, oh, we need to go to the place, and we need to plant the MacGuffin, and then we need to come back before the MacGuffin explodes. That way the MacGuffin will take out their MacGuffin. You know, it's that kind of stuff. But in general, I find the game to be very, very satisfying. If you're looking for a title that's basically Darkest Dungeon in a different setting, but with some differential tweaks to the way the combat system works and the way that the managerial system works, it's not so much a game about resource management like Darkest Dungeon was, instead much more of a campaign game where you're kind of doing your own thing. Oh yeah, they had an away mission. I forgot about that. Well, they're back from their away mission, but they took a ton of fatigue on it. That's kind of a bummer. Then again, they're my low-level guys, so who really cares? They're kind of like my B team, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, yeah, well, chances are they're probably not going to go into combat anyways, so, like, let them get sleepy. I'll probably deploy that exact same team on yet another one. I think that that's not a terrible idea, so we'll just engage them in a search for specimens. There we go. They're going to go search for specimens. And this game right here is called Tenebris Terra Incognita. I think it's a lot of fun. If you enjoyed things like Darkest Dungeon and Eratus, the wild thing to me is we have not gotten a lot of games that are playing around with, considering how viral and like ridiculously influential Darkest Dungeon was on the overall art design of indie games. Kind of shocking to me that there's not more games like this that are chasing down that idea and kind of playing around with things around the edges of the margins. That's exactly what this game is. I've had no bugs, I have had no frame lag, I've had no performance issues, I've had no problems. The game does what it's supposed to do. You dungeon crawl, you kill some bugs, and you remember Buenos Aires. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were playing around with a title called Tenebris Terra Incognita, a space marine bug mulching dungeon diver. Tomorrow we'll be doing something else. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully you guys are stoked about the Thanksgiving season coming up. I know I've already changed my belt size around to accommodate more dark meat from that turkey. A little bit more stuffing might fit in if I wear a slightly fatter belt, and that's where I'm at right now. Hopefully you guys are gearing up too, but I'll see y'all later. Bye, folks.